Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4,
Hey yo,
3,
Yo,
2, 1.
look mama, I'm on TV.
Ready, bitches.
but hold on. Is you the only person around, right? Is there somebody else? Because I'm not seeing anybody else.
Winternomics. Welcome.
Yo,
I'm live.
what up, everybody? Welcome to new Nomics HQ. How's everybody doing today? Sorry, I've been having hell on earth here with Stream Deck and everything working. I could literally not get the controller to work to turn on the fucking cameras. Another restart later and really fucking late. Looks like it's on. Do you guys see this shit? Like, holy crap. Sorry about that. I literally been trying to get this to work here for like last 10 minutes and I couldn't get the camera to come up for some fucking reason. Like every single thing don't want to work. But as you guys can see, construction on the new Nomics HQ has begun with your head pleb developer in charge, Nomics. So this monstrosity, it's going to be set up pretty cool. That thing on the side of the building, believe it or not, is a view screen. And it's got the video loop you see, like, you know, when I do this, right? Is that right? Yeah, that's it. So, you know, that actually moves, but to get him to like loop, I'm gonna figure that out to make sure he plays, and then we're gonna have to be able to put, you know, shows up on different screens inside of it and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna have like private viewing area where we can do some stuff, and we're gonna start doing classes in person, well, Decentraland persons together. Who's back here? Is that Crossman? What up, Crossman?
What up, guys? It's Mert.
What's good,
Hey!
What up? What up? So soon this is gonna get normal to meet everybody here and actually start to view and do things here, where you'll be watching the screens inside Decentraland in person together. I think that's gonna change the entire experience, away from the Web 2 world and
Very excited for it.
the disconnected world where we kind of like log into microblog on Twitter and stuff like that. And what I thought would
I
happen.
was also listening to the show on Twitch, so I had to mute it.
That's all good. You can I'll listen. You can talk into the show as much as you like. So and that's something I want. I want to have you guys on here and have the communication where we can hear each other in real time and we speak on the show live. Go for it, Crossman. Patience, sensitive user. Patience.
Hey, it's nice to meet you guys. Join us, whenever you can. It's very exciting. This is the way to go.
This is the way. This is the way. So I think I've got the resolution turned down a little bit just so I can stream live with you guys and not blow my machine up too simultaneously. Check out the billboard, right? People want to know what kind of things can you do in the metaverse. Clearly, we're not going to sleep in the bedroom, right? So nobody's actually trying to build this thing to sleep in the bed. But thanks to Captain Dickface that stuck like an entire forest on this lot because he has nothing to do with his time, he actually went into Decentraland Builder and stuck every fucking object on here and blocked my lot up. I had to get some altitude to put a billboard up there. Now, what's one of the utilities of fucking real estate in the virtual space? Rental advertising, right? This is literally a billboard on a major intersection anywhere. So what is one of the abilities to rent a property out is rent advertising space in the virtual world, right? There's conventioning and all kinds of really cool stuff you can do. You have to just think about what is replicatable in the cyberspace that we do in the real world that makes sense. This is a street corner that's a little cluttered, but it's pretty busy. There's a lot of up and coming buildings on it. I stuck a sign into the in streets that will let somebody see what I'm deciding to advertise. It's not the brightest one, but Hype did this really badass Stanos, and so I stood on the board just to kind of check them out in the daylight. There is a pretty big difference of when you turn the settings up. Let me see if I don't blow my computer up doing this shit. Oh, it is on ultra while I'm live. That's a terrible idea. That shit my computer gets nuclear. And this is like the M1. This will fry my shit too while I'm streaming. But yeah, so this rental property is an idea, and there's just lots of things you can do. This is the maximum height you can build on a 1x1 lot. Most people, you see people stick like a single story building on it. They really don't know what they can do with it. Like the guy behind me, he's had this thing set up one way, and I people stick the basic stuff, functional structure on there, and they're like, okay, what do I do with it? I've got all my NFTs hung up. Check out my NFT collection. It's kind of like, okay, well, what's your actual plan, What do you actually intend to do with it? Most people don't know what to do with their properties in Decentraland yet. It's almost like they're waiting for somebody to come by and show them fucking how do I use my shit. And honestly, that was the same thing true in crypto. Crypto 2014, 13, people are like, what's a business you can start with Bitcoin? I started a global one, right? Trading Lounge is a global business with everybody around the planet able to connect because of Bitcoin. And, this is nothing different here, right? There are a lot of geeks that know how to build things but don't know how to use it. And that's one thing that I'm telling you, we can bring real world utility to this. I'd said it before. What is something everybody wants in this life? What does everyone really work for? And they work for a chance to have peace of mind, right? Where you think you're trying to buy your beachfront house or your fucking house in the mountains, your vacation home, all the different places people buy property. They buy it for a chance at peace of mind, right? They're a little piece of something on a planet that, for the most part, is showing you're not supposed to have anything, right? Values for the few, and the masses basically live in a world that they wish they had certain things. They spend their whole life working towards it, and they usually die never having it. Right, everyone wants a chance to have their own space in this world, have their own value, because most people aren't go unheard in life, and everyone kind of knows it, And the way that the world is, so judgmental to fit into different groups and different social stratus. You're constantly, this competition to fit into something since you hit this planet, and everyone kind of knows you're never gonna fit into everything that you want to fit into. That's what the metaverse really offers people, right? The digital plot offers you a chance to make the world that you want to be in, regardless if it's a animated world or not. It's still something you fully control in a world that no one really feels like they're in control of, like any aspect of their life. That's what the metaverse offers people that literally won't have the ability to be like Elon Musk and be a piece of shit and not get fucking attacked for pumping your own stock. Like, I want to be in a world where I don't have to be a victim of the rule structures that you've imposed on me, and that's what this is about. It's about a place to not be fucking a victim to society the way you've been a victim. That's why it's so appealing to people, because you're not going to be able to buy a house in the mountains, for the most part, in many of the jobs people carry throughout their lives. You're going to work through the age that you wish you could be in those mountains, and you're going to get old wishing for it until you die. I think everyone kind of realizes that. And they want their fucking piece of the pie today. And that's not a geographic location for peace of mind. That's why the real appeal of this is, right? Is that, it can be what you want. That's what the Ready Player One world is about. That people live a life that they can't ever have what they want. And this is as close as you're going to get to making what you want and being in full control of your world as if you are the boss, So I found that to be kind of an interesting thing. Create your own world, make a living, not be dictated to, delete people who don't fit your idea of what you want them to fit, and not have to be subject to being part of things that like really aren't for you. So yeah, so as soon as I become a little smarter, which if I was, I'd have stuck the staircase in now, but I'm gonna cut a hole in the floor and I'll go ahead and put some stairs in here and I'll get some more screens up, and next time we come here, this guy's gonna be a little bit more functional until we eventually are living and breathing and working in Decentraland. So this is just a start. I think I told you guys I'd take you through the processes I've got it going, and kind of like talk to you as it goes and take shape. And I'll probably shape a few things with it, but wanted to show you like an advertising billboard. I want to show you frontage, and kind of like people walking around. Like this is not so much different, and you understand what to do with a property in the real world, right? I could take this board and I could use this side too with my Winternomics banner, and I could put other advertisements on here or other things from the show that I thought were important to give you an idea of what Winternomics TV is all about. At the end of the day, I have frontage, I have visual frontage, and I have traffic, and I have an intersection to utilize very much the way I would do in the real world. And so you want to think about what things in the real world are portable, right? And then what things have a factually similar version of utility that's not exactly what you do in the real world, but similar, right? I don't intend to sleep in a bed in the fucking upstairs bedroom. No. I do intend to have people that are, of the same mindset, that are interested in what I do, attend this property with me to look at ideas on the screens that I intend to put up and go over those ideas. I will effectively spend time here with the people I want to speak to in the way that I would in my own home, but a factually similar version of the utility in the metaverse. That makes sense? Meet you at the smoke room in Nomics HQ. That's a thing. We will be doing something like that, and so something I thought was interesting. What's going on here? Let me go to, where's my other camera? Boink. Booga booga, hits me. I think this is interesting. I think there's a lot of competing spaces, Somnium and stuff like that. I've been more digging into that one, and so Somnium had looked like you had these like plots in space, and really it's a PC based client that you have to download to walk the world of Somnium. So Somnium's web-based world does not actually allow you to walk between properties. It isolates them the way you saw it the first time I showed you, and I did not know that. So you can walk around it. It's not Mac friendly. It's very PC centric, and that was the issue because I'm running everything on a fucking Mac. I did not realize that. So I do have the PC that I can stream from next time, so I will set that up so that I can do that and show that to you guys. But yeah, and Somnium, really, I saw the Russian Times interview. If you guys saw that, the resolution that thing was running at is mind-blowing. If you see some of the skins and like how crazy the resolution can go up to, like the world of 3D avatars from Bored Apes and Clone X and all those things, when they show up at that kind of resolution, it's going to look fucking incredible. It's going to literally look like Ready Player One. The movie happens like right now. So I'm pretty excited to see that stuff. What was I going to say? Hold on, one more thing to show you. Where did it go? Preview. Please load while I'm live. Don't fuck me. I wonder if running two of these at once is a terrible idea. Probably. What is it here? This guy. So, now we have multiple meeting spaces, right? We have multiple properties. We have the Nike first branded real estate ever that's doing something that no one's ever seen, right? They're not dropping airdrops on this. They actually can update an asset you own, because basically what looks like they've given you access to on cyber, and through on cyber, right, you have access to your loot pod, but your loot pod can be updated in real time with no drops, right? They literally are adding rooms and expanding the utility and virtual square footage of your property in a way that no one's ever seen before, right? In a much more polished fashion on top of it, right? This is literally the smoke room that Izzy just talked about. Me and a couple of my boys and girls are gonna come up here and we're gonna blaze it up, digital status, right? So this is sick. And as they keep on expanding it, right? What would it take for me to replicate this meeting space in Decentraland? That's how you get a basis of like what values are in here, right? If all these worlds are going to connect, and your three-dimensional avatars can roam through a world of this resolution and quality, and or Decentraland, and or Somnium space, what the fuck would it take for me to replicate this property in any of those other verses? And then you start to have an idea of figuring out valuations, right? I know what I want to do in the property in Decentraland. I know what I'd like to do here, on Cybersway, let us know. We're going to get screens here. We'll be able to put TV screens inside this room, or we're going to just sit in here. I'll be able to talk to you guys about various things I want to talk about, whether it's real estate or TA and things like that. We're going to sit in this fucking room, and we're going to look around at the screen together and be like, yo, check out the left screen. And we're going to fucking sit here and do exactly what we'd done before the pandemic, with the safety of not having any chance of catching a goddamn disease. And we're going to enjoy each other's company in a place that's actually safe. Because the world isn't safe outside your fucking front door. I think the pandemic showed everybody that, right? You guys like this cam? What do you think? A little crazy looking? Not the most colorful thing. Yes, I am wearing a Snuggie. I'm comfortable. I hope you're comfortable. It's Friday. The world's not ending. Putin didn't fucking, stop the presses. Damn, I'm sorry I got started so late. I really got crunched. I do want to talk a little about the HQ and the show, moving there and stuff like that. I intend to go over that a little bit more in depth. Sorry, I had some crazy technical issues here trying to get the damn thing started. I've been literally trying to start since like before like 8:10, and I couldn't get it off till 8:30. One of those days where everything doesn't run right. I live in a Snuggie. You don't even realize what a cozy level status I'm at. So yeah, I'm gonna do the Reddit section. Watch, today's a day that I'm short on time. You guys left like 15 Reddits. I'm gonna get wrecked, right? Let's see. Oh wait, wrong fucking browser. I'm so wrecked. I gotta get a macro in here so I don't leave you guys lost, because the market's been insane. Like, I really need to not be late today. I'm fucking unbelievable. I'm me squeezing everything, so I'm not gonna be able to probably do a chart list, but I got to get your macro and see if you guys did some Reddits, and then if I can pull off something here in 15 minutes, I get it all in there. Literally wrecked as fuck starting this one. Alright, why the fuck is there no drawings on any of my shit? That would be a very bad thing right now. Oh, okay. Word to your mother. Here goes nothing. Alright, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing first. Alright, Reddit. Where are you? I knew you guys were running around Decentraland. Where's he at? Where's he at? Is he coming back? I'm trying to squeeze a lot in 30 minutes. Okay. You guys didn't do me dirty. Thank God. There's only one scorecard in here. Alright, that works. Actually, I'm okay with that today, because I'm back the fuck up. Did I put that somewhere? Where did I put the other one? Alright, that's all I got. Alright, fine. Fine and dandy. So, damn, I had so many things to talk about on my Instagram. Fuck. Alright, we're squeezing stuff in. First scorecard. Only scorecard. First scorecard. Oh, it's a first scorecard too. Well, that's dope. First scorecard, chasing the VIX. Don't ever chase the VIX. The VIX is death. I got bored sitting tight during the VixMageddon. Okay, one, don't ever get bored during VixMageddon. That's like, when Vix is doing things, that's when you're not bored. But I like the start of this. I got bored sitting tight during the VixMageddon and started researching ways to play the VIX. I also wanted to take a shot at what was happening in precious metals as I watched day to day. This is one of my first attempts to properly journal via diagram and notes my trades. And my plan is to focus on better decision making on exit planning because, as you will see in my scorecards, wow, I messed up on SSRM. I'm going back to the getting started position posting as well as I missed the mark and need to be more methodical in my entry and exit planning. My first scorecard is my rather ugly attempt to play the VXX based on anticipation that it would be rising with everything going on. I immediately got crushed but held on beyond my floor. Really bad idea. It's interesting to look back in the December timeframe comparing the VXX and the VIX as well. Take a look to compare VXX and VIX to see the dynamics between the two. It did not reach the same levels this time, probably because crypto had so significant de-risking before along with tech. Not exactly. What the VXX captures and what the VIX captures is not exactly the same thing. The VXX captures term structure of the VIX, which is the rolling of costs between your front month contracts and your back month contracts, and that weighting changes throughout the month. To keep it simple, term structure is a way to understand if forward risk and back risks are in alignment. And when the market is misaligned, your forward risks are generally mispriced relative to your distant time frame risks. When that happens, you get what's called backwardation, and that creates the uprising effect in the VXX, or makes it more aggressive. So the VXX will seem to underperform or outperform the VIX depending on the term structure of futures across time. You can Google term structure, but you don't need to understand it more than I just said right there. But based on that, that's what creates the VXX's movement in response to the VIX and how responsive it appears to be. When you're in a full de-risking environment and the market is completely misaligned, you will see the VXX pump correlatedly with the with the VIX. When you're not and the market is just selling off, you may actually, depending on where you are in the roll, see the VXX underperform the VIX or even outperform it. So there is, things about understanding what the VX actually means relative to the VIX that most people do not understand before they attempt to trade it. Sometimes it is a good time to go after the VIX in a high VIX situation when you're looking for a bounce. You see many of your stocks may not act right, but the volatility collapse itself is capturable in the VXX, especially when you move from a position of backwardation to a position of normal risk-seeking behavior, or what's called contango. Yeah, those are terms that don't need to get too far. You guys are like just down with options. That'll just mindfuck you. So that just tried to explain some things about what you saw as differential in the performance of the VXX versus the VIX. So I knew I was probably exiting early on this one, but I had set limits orders, and they after creeped in order in after getting creeped, scaring myself late last night, and it hit today. I'm still working on detaching emotion and sticking to a plan. So that's good annotations, right? Definitely don't hodl through your stops and things like that. It can always get far worse and shit like that. So you made it work with some kind of, not exactly good discipline, and you at least annotated that you did that. So you never want it to work out like on accident, because it can just get, having things work out for profit in the market on accident, everyone will tell you, is a super rare fucking thing. So count it as a blessing that it did work out for you, and make sure you at least adhere to good risk management and you get out when you're wrong. Because if this had not rotated around, you just butcher your account, because you really wouldn't have had a place to say, yeah, I'm wrong. Interesting. Yeah, I see what you did there. So that's cool. This is a good journal for you guys to put up. I think you should take a look at this. Oh, you wrote some more stuff. Oh, shit. At the same time, I decided it was time to get out of stocks that I had found was chasing close to the VIX, SSR mining. My assumption with this one is that with the push on precious metals that the market would stall out as the VIX took off. Great moment in pulling out way too early. But I'll keep an eye on this one and start over. Again, my next step is going back to work, getting started, guide, and focus on more plan and less fear. Yeah, I think this is a great reflection, man, what you put here. Finally, the one I'm happiest with, gold at 17% rate of return, which is not as great as the other scorecards folks shared. Never compare yourself to other people's scorecards. You have no idea how much money is behind anything in percentages, right? That's not your goal. You don't need to have something that's a bigger number than anybody else. Never do that, or you'll make a choice to do some shit that has nothing to do with your plan for the sake of competing with something you don't even fully understand the context of, right? So never get caught up with what anybody else does. That's one reason we don't show dollars. We just want you to work on being right and then working on a positive R&R and percentage returns that you have in your account. It doesn't matter if you start at $10, you start at 10 million, right? Your goal is just to build a track record and a habit. So focus on that only. But I think it's a good start for approaching things in a more measured way for myself. I think this has more to its future. I'm going to watch the relationship of precious metals overall before re-entering. Yeah, it's a monster fucking plan, Barrett. Good stuff. Thanks again, Kaz, and the community for sharing your journey and the lessons you are learning along the way. And someone near give Goku a big hug for me. You even took a shot at him with this scorecard. That's pretty great. Goku, it's all love. That's pretty funny. All right, Goku's next. He's like, you know what, too? I feel bad. Goku's like, he's a tier 2 subscriber for like years. He's been here the whole time, so we appreciate you, Goku. And thanks for being a good sport, going from Ragnarok to Goku and changing your identity for us as we harass you around the charts. It's part of the show. Just what we do. It's useful, keeps you out of the way of danger. It's just, somebody's got to be the victim. Let's see. I had something for me to go over with you guys, and then I gotta get to macro, warp 9. It's 8:55. Holy fuck. So I got that all up there. We're gonna have to go over this next time. But I had some pretty crazy stuff up here. I don't know if you guys saw this. Remember what I say about feminization? We'll touch on it really quick. You think it's a coincidence that Putin is as aggressive as he is right now, and China's telling you to go fuck yourself? Like, this hasn't been coming for a while they worked on feminizing the country through Fortnite and TikTok and restricting their youth and basically replacing the entire military brass of the country across the last 18 years, right? China and Russia began tactically working together in the mid-end of 2002. That's when I've been watching this relationship develop of figuring out how to topple the United States' control of the entire planet. The U.S. has been subjugating every single fucking nation on the planet to fucking their will and damaging every economy on the planet of any rival economy the entire time the U.S. has been able to do it. They've been sabotaging Russia actively since Russia collapsed as USSR, and they've never stopped sabotaging them. They've been sabotaging Cuba for fucking 60 years, right? They try to stick missiles on our border. We fucked that country and Russia and Cuba up forever. We never, ever fucking stopped. So we have actually financially damaged every fucking economy in the entire fucking world to the point that the dollar is the strongest thing on the planet in crisis because we've actually train wrecked every other economy, so you can't breathe without us. There is no booming economy around the world when the U.S. is not having a booming time. If there's money to be had, we get it first and you get what's left. The U.S. has jerry-rigged the whole planet to make sure that the only person that has the American dream is the white male. Nobody in this country that's not white has that dream either, right? We talk about how people abuse ethnic minorities. The United States shoots black people on television to this day on fucking camera every fucking week. The U.S. treats anything that's not a white male like complete shit. China feminized the white male and made the white male see himself as a white girl. And now the military, army, and Marines have to try and recruit the Fortnite generation using that. You really want to stick the person you got to recruit with this in the middle of Ukraine to fight fucking Putin? Think about it. They didn't just sort of kind of play a psyop. They replaced the entire class of your military. How long do you think it takes to replace all these young men and women? What is the active age of recruitment? They gamed our entire system and waited long enough for the version of what they have to fight to basically be a weaker version. And they did it right in your faces as they restrict their kids from the apps like TikTok that rewarded stupid behavior that they told their kids don't touch. How in the hell do you let the biggest social platform among your youth be a product from a country that clearly told their kids don't touch it? If that's not to scream danger, what the fuck does, right? But this is not an accident that you now see this kind of nonsense, right, having to be done. You really want to recruit anybody for war using that kind of an idea? It's like fucking nonsense. Where's the other one I had, right? Clearly, the U.S. is telling you that something's wrong if both the Army and the fucking Marines are both using a female avatar, right? Which is what my son's characters all were. They all paid a much more close attention to getting the boys to dress up as girls and stare at themselves visually in third person as girls, to the point now you have to recruit in China like this and America like that. Let me guess, which warrior do you want fighting which warrior in a turf war? You talk about a fucking chess game. They changed the actual fucking combatant on the field inside America through its own channels and did it with us staring right at it. They replaced the military themselves with a much weaker class of fucking male. If you don't fucking realize what's happening, you think I'm crazy, bitch, please. That's Fortnite they're advertising for it. And do you want the kids playing Fortnite defending your country? These motherfuckers are killers. Anyways, that's a memo. I know I gotta do macro section. So, anyways, one thing too, you guys. If you ever see Winternomics show up in all ice, it's fucking winter. That's the whole joke. Markets in turmoil? I wouldn't be in fucking ice. Winter fucking nomics. Derp. Winter. That was a joke. When have I ever shown up looking like that? It's fucking winter. Anyways, if you didn't get that joke, I thought it was funny. And my scorecard, one of my friends DM'd me this. You think Russia's gonna fucking hit Ukraine? Never responded until after it happened. The reality is like, this was exactly predictable. For this reason, right on the bottom, you really got to read what Putin said here. You fucking crazy thing, where did that go? He says, I can't recall a single day when our country lived without any restriction from the Western world. See that last box? Sick of USA taking what they want while we hold a gun to everyone's head. If you do that long enough, there's no restriction that would hold this country. They had to redevelop the country to function under restriction. He's completely functional. He's not restricted by what you thought you were doing. The whole country operates like a criminal enterprise. Everybody there fucking operates under the table. They created a fucking entire system to work with the restrictions. And under those restrictions, being subjugated, all of their citizens, making sure they can never have the quality of life an American citizen has, because America is denying it to every man, woman, and child in every other fucking nation because they fucking want to. While they police the planet and say what you should do is right, you should sanction Putin for going into fucking Ukraine. Who's sanctioning the U.S. for killing 1 million Iraqis with a bullshit weapons of mass destruction story and raping the whole Middle East? No one can. So we can rob everyone, collapse nations, steal from every fucking country out there, and then fuck your nation up on top of it and tell you what you should do next? Look, I don't give a fuck who you are. The United States is clearly not the good guy anymore. They're literally policing the thing that they are. They're the ones roaming into people's countries doing fucked up shit. They're the ones without any ability to be punished. They're the ones fucking killing everybody. And they're who tested a fucking nuke on 2 civilian targets. What we're worried the Iranians might do? The U.S. has done it. What we're worried about Korea might do? They did it. The reason the U.S. is so terrified of horrible shit because the U.S. is doing all of the horrible shit. At some point, you have to realize these two massive superpowers, they don't see themselves as the good guy, the bad guy. They're looking at the U.S. as if it's a bad guy. And you have to empathize a little bit to say, well, how could you see us like that the way you used to sold their bullshit? We have a gun to everyone's head and they're literally destroying whole empires. We've wrecked Iraq, a 2,000-year-old fucking nation. We ended it. We ended Libya. We ended the whole Arab fucking Spring. We fucking raped an entire region of the planet. We're still actively doing it. We just got Afghanistan after 20 years of raping them. And you're telling Ukraine, them they can't drive into a former province of the USSR? You drove into the Saudi Arabia. That's not your fucking area. This actually was part of Russia. What the fuck are you even talking about? And the only reason that it's fucking not part of Russia is because you're trying to fight to put weapons on the border of fucking Russia aimed at Moscow, which you fucking crucified them for in Cuba. At some point, somebody's really not playing fucking fairly, and a whole bunch of the planet's really fucking pissed, enough that they sat around for fucking 2 decades and rewired your fucking military with a bunch of pussies so they can fucking stop you. Connect those dots, right? Anyways, macro things. Let's move along. Fun stuff, right? Crazy convo. So those are the dots I connected. Everyone thinks I'm crazy for, and they're like, oh, that's what he's talking about? I've been warning about that shit for a while. So I don't know. I could still call me crazy. But if you want the pussy that adds recruiting to defend you from the fucking Russians as they walked into Ukraine, motherfucker, you're in trouble. Anyways, so that's scary enough. And I'm at 9:03. Gotta do macro. Here goes macro. Market's bleeding. Gotta talk about stuff. So I'm gonna get it in. Charts. What am I looking at? Mono. Wrong chart for mono. So let's look at the let's start with Bitcoin. We'll start with VIX first. The VIX things. So Putin was the fucking catalyst. Goku, you and Putin got an arrangement. So I told you this Goku level is going to come in to be something, right? Pay attention to that. That will be the catalyst. See how good Goku's level was? It's literally the invasion. How insane is that? So we still did fill in this bull channel, as crazy as it is, right? We didn't break the climax. We bull channel, well, I'm retarded right now. Complacent shoulder or bear flagged our way up into this and made the lower high. Like, this is still very much possibly this structure. Just it got much closer to checking this high, right? So this is still very possible to now go straight down that way, which he's fading. Gapped here, hit 37. This is why you watch the 37, right? Because 37 to 44 is Armageddon zone. 9/11, all kinds of shit's in there. You get in here, shit's just actually worse. The reality is, like I told you guys, and I posted it before, right? Am I retarded? Yeah. This volatility chart we posted for Russia, right? We posted up here, is likely fucking hitting its climax point. It did spike out one more day, but that looks like fucking a triple top in fear for Russia. I would say your major event risk is fully understood. As much as the U.S. is hyping things and fear-mongering World War III, that's the U.S. is the warmonger. Like, if you ever fall for this shit, everyone's fucking doing something, we gotta react. The U.S. has sold that fucking alarm bell shit and raped fucking every country around the planet for like 30 years. They're not even separating the lie from the last one far enough for you to believe it. They just left Afghanistan after a whole load of fucking lies and like, hey, look what Russia's doing. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Since I've been alive, you've only been fucking up every fucking country that's ever come in contact with the United States is worse off for it. Every fucking country that on the planet from the 1980s is nothing like it was. They've destroyed half of fucking South America. They've raped all of Arabia. Africa's just more fucking wrecked than it ever was. And nothing's standing or breathing unless we're doing great. You're barely breathing when we're on fire. They have fucked everyone in the ass so bad the planet literally doesn't function right. It's nuts. So anyways, memos on memos. That's the Russian VIX. We'll include that as part of our daily consumption. So this is our uptrending chart we watched in our box range, and we've arced out. It's still a messy leave, right? You don't really want a bull trend out of here because that would be the end of the world. So a spike out of here and a return back to this fucking channel is what we're hoping for, even still with this nonsense. So this was a triple top. I told you to watch this level, right? This is the key level to sustain above. He's just really spiked high all of them. So gap, spike straight down off of it, right? So no sustained breaks of this, which you don't want. One bar outside and literally Armageddon, Armageddon again. So now can we fade this channel and possibly come out of this rising channel and crack it that way? The swing level is Goku. We're on it now, right? Goku is 29.49 that I marked, and we're sitting at 29.40, so you're going to open on Goku again. I actually posted a warning about this before inside my rooms, and this is the critical swing level outside the bull flag channel. You see what occurred just north of this yellow channel, literally an invasion. So you go staying up here again, right? Something worse than the invasion is going to have to happen to justify north of 37 VIX. So memos on that. SPY, with relation to this, right? Here's a level. Wake up. I gave you this level for Ragnarok. If you wicked came back through, right? Great swing level. If you guys pay attention to this, Ragnarok or Goku's shame. Goku's the whole market, Leon. You got fucking jacked. So Goku's running this bitch right now. I think y'all need to pay attention and show some goddamn respect, right? Putin's even paying attention to this motherfucker. He's the fucking wick. So this is actually what generated Goku's name change. The original first appearance of Goku on the show has come back around full circle with the VIX and everything. So pretty awesome. Goku's return here end up being the level on the VIX that timed out with Goku's origin story. So I think it's pretty cool, right? And you could use these swing levels. And I told you, it's silly as it looks, right? You can use some crazy stuff with this. This is Ragnarok. You trade off the levels, right? Just like anything else. As silly as they seem to be, they're emotional points in the market that represent either one singular person's view or a whole lot. And statistics I'm willing to bet on, it's usually not an anomalous point of view. So that's sync waves. If you guys don't understand where these crazy levels come from, every time you say something ridiculous in my chat, there's a reason I stick you on here. I'm not just being an asshole. That makes a crazy kind of sense. You just don't get it yet. All right, so that's S&P 500 recoiling across here. Pre-market up looks like a bit more as we squeeze, as the kind of event risk is kind of known. Market was excessively blown off. If you guys pay attention on On here, I actually gave you guys a freebie because shit was getting blown apart like it was. Where I stick it? It's somewhere in here, goddammit. This guy. Zuckerfuck. Right? I almost never post anything without a point. So if you ever think I just post a stupid meme, you've missed something. I never do that. But I posted basically a fucking basket play. Apple and Google are the two guys who dismantled the entire financing engine he has through his ad business. So it was basically, a rotational play that I posted in pieces. But that's why I stuck Facebook at the end. This is dumb. I don't just post stupid stuff like this, but I thought it'd be cute. I posted with a specific timing in the day. If you guys pay attention to that motherfucker, you saw what happened to Zuck's buck, right? He got fucking annihilated. I mean, this thing got sent down from where I posted at 212 to like fucking $1.90. So I hope you guys got a freebie on that one. Pretty epic fucking dump move on fucking Zuck's business. There's a good chance he's in a lot greater trouble than fucking people realize too, because he doesn't have a workaround. He was basically farming Apple and Google to build a fucking metaverse to sabotage those guys, and they just turned off his financing. So unless he has a way to reinvent his ad business, I don't actually see a place for Facebook to go right now. And I think it's important, right? If they allow him to create Meta, he will hijack basically the entire planet with the help of Apple and Facebook, Apple and Google, helping him to finance the construction of a fucking metaverse he can trap everybody in his version of reality. I think it's about saving the world at this point, and the fact that Apple and Google both coordinated to fucking shut him off, I think they actually fucking came to realize the actual risk he represents if he's left unchecked and he gets to finish that thing. With 1/2 of the human population at his fucking control, nobody wants a version of the world that fuckface is running. Me included. So that is Facebook. We did the VIX, DXY things, right? DXY. There's the blowout when we de-risk. I told you guys to pay attention to, which was a Putin catalyst. So I'll give you a swing level here. It's a supreme being. All of my my show audience is so helpful in their analysis. So supreme beings level, Goku, y'all motherfuckers should hang out. Serious as cancer. Like, you guys should get to know each other. Send an email. Actually, don't do that. The whole world might stop. But yeah, swing level is a swing level. Thank you, Goku and Supreme Being, for your contributions to the analysis of this show. And then BTC things, crypto. Everybody got fucking gang raped in there. Awesome. So crypto is forming a bull flag. Told you guys that. Right, dumpable underneath this level, which it was. If you played this down and then you fully dumped out, you have grandma one more time, right? Grandma is a low, and the retest at the very top of the grandma range I gave you is actually the Putin test. So structurally, this guy's all right. Low, higher floor, bull flag, VIX now 37, still within the zone for event risk. So this was the spot, if you remember in the chart, anticipated volatility, February 3rd. It's not, the banner's not here because I wrote it on the chart when I posted it. We got our anticipated volatility for February 3rd, right? The VIX, February 3rd. It's right here. And this basically is the point at which fucking Armageddon with Putin happens. This is the expansion of volatility expectations. We got that. And literally that should be the thing to blow out the market to finish the taper and kill things like Kathy. So I think Kathy is really wrecked. The fact this bitch sold fucking 11 million shares of Palantir just now, like, she's fully fucking wrecked. And that's what you need to see, is a person like her who literally won't stop saying the same fucking thing, get punched in the face to where she can't avoid it. That is what it takes to bottom the market out. Like, the bottom of the market is where your fucking stops are. That's a saying for a fucking reason. And the bottom of the market is going to be where this bitch Kathy's stops are, and she's getting stopped. So you have a couple things that make it worthy of paying attention for a bounce. But the fact is, everyone's been so used to buying the bounce too. It's been very dangerous. It's literally people been getting killed. Like, it's got to be the dip, right? And the dip keeps on dipping. Ultimately, it's very bad to go after risk-seeking behaviors while the Fed is working against that fucking environment, which has been happening the entire time since November. So, this crash cycle of Kathy shit is looking like a complete crash cycle at this point. Do I think you rush into tech stocks? No, you've got to be very careful, right? As long as the VIX is still staying anywhere in this area, you're really not safe until you get to 21. And we've gotten used to living in a market where the VIX can stay over 21 for a while, but it's not something you should get accustomed to. So crypto things, to finish talking about them, we've drawn these up before, right? Same thing before. Thought this is potential, like bull flag forming here off the low, possible bear trap. Tag the level I gave you guys. So far structurally, this looks all right. Nothing going too far too fast. And then we have this guy. So everything's still within range of possibility. If the VIX stops here in 37 and we go any version of risk on, you're in a structurally good place to pay attention right now, and some low res bull flags that we've got mapped out pretty solid. So, that being said, I think you guys have a pretty good idea. Crypto's not really done anything that, we don't recognize outside of broader markets. Solid pump once we had a little bit of risk on, and BTC got fucking floored. A lot of NFTs got bottomed out. There was definitely some crazy liquidity pit where people had to fucking sell a bunch of shit off to save themselves. And that's the kind of panic you actually did want to see. This, like, where the fuck did everyone just run out the door at? We at least got a version with the invasion that we hadn't seen really up until this point. So if there's something that now gives a little bit more confidence that you've got a bottom location in this entire de-risking situation, I'd say that you don't have a more climactic event than Putin popping up anytime on the radar that we can see. He's the main catalyst of what's going on. That being said, that he is the main catalyst, right? He's the main catalyst of this breakout, right? So you could consider this a test pump of VIX-mageddon, and the catalyst is an invasion, World War III type scenario. Remember, Price has memory, like Goku. We keep coming back, and when we get back here, we still have the same kind of reactions as the first time we got this. It means that over time, right, along this angle, if this fucking retest and comes back out of here again, right, likely the catalyst that was the original breakout for the test pump is going to have something to do with the main markup. So this is what VIX-mageddon was about, right? The U.S. losing control of the world to China and Russia and trying to get into space before it happened. Because what's really happening is China is trying to weaponize the Russians to outmaneuver the West and basically put one white power against another white power. The Russians are completely aware of it. They're game theory motherfuckers. They believe they can weaponize the Chinese as leverage to collapse the West and get Putin to be emperor of the world. And he believes he can outmaneuver the Chinese at the exact right point to throw them off to not fully benefit. Putin intends to backstab the Chinese as soon as the West is weak enough to not control him. And China's game theory is a whole nother level. They plan to use Russia to weaken a white power with itself long enough to overtake them both. That's the chess game that's happening. And once you're infighting inside of your fucking empire, which is the earth, right? Just like the Romans internally, you don't pay attention to what's going on outside. And that's where empires collapse at. A fractal version with the United States infighting between liberals and conservatives while fucking superpowers build a position and recalibrate your military to fucking knock you over is how empires fall. That's the complacency. When you no longer have to fucking smash everybody else, you got time to smash each other, while the people outside you've been smashing get time without your constant eye to figure out how to stop you from what you're doing. So this is kind of the catalyst we're looking at, right? This is the build-up to what I believe in VIX-mageddon is going to be the climax of the human population arc, all the way to 7-8 billion, wherever it's at when we begin the correction. And the catalyst right now really is Putin and what forward looks like the transfer of power and regimes on the world's surface while some populations leave. So this, I think, is a test pump for what is coming in the VIX-mageddon chart that we believe should resolve itself in mid-2030s, if that's not scary enough. So VIX things, today the market may have a breath of life. We get to Goku on the downside. You can see a squeeze. If you guys remember what I told you, right? If you're going to play a squeeze in the marketplace, you let it be above the open, remember? That worked out for anybody that tried it, right? Because here's the open. As long as you're above the open, how do green dildos form? Just like that, right? That is the definition of how a green dildo forms. He's got to at least open first and then be better than the opening. You don't fuck around with anything if he's down here in the wick and you play just a plan of action to be long from above the opening, you'll be in front of the green dildo. It's the most simple filtration to be part of the day that can become a green dildo. That being said, this move is vicious. It's vicious enough to make you wish you were part of it and chase it and set yourself up for danger. Don't do that. Right? You're still in a high VIX environment. Everything moves at a speed that generates emotions here. And you will feel like you're missing out in every damn direction. You should have had that big ass short. You should have had that big ass pump. Don't let yourself go crazy doing that. You need to survive the high VIX environment for a chance to fucking participate in less volatile markets that your mind doesn't move that rapidly and you can get to make plans and work on that. You do not have to have the one giant move that happens in the high VIX or say, I wish I had the COVID low. That's not how real money's made, right? Unless you're Buffett. You can buy into a wave that seems miles off of what you consider a bottom, and you can define an amazing risk reward at what seems to be the highest and worst price in history. Right? It really doesn't matter where you play. It's about the kind of risk you defined. It can be at the dead bottom. That could be fucking right here at this little fucking tippy top on a spike. It does not actually matter where it forms. You can get a fucking 6R down here, and you can end up with a 32R here. Right? And if all we're worried about is making X amount of more R's than we put out there, then it doesn't matter where the fuck you do this, right? We act on price today for what it could be tomorrow and give a fuck about what it was before. That will help you if you have that mindset to not keep worrying about what you wish you did and then do something terrible the next thing you should have had a better plan for because of what you felt like you missed out on. This fucks people all the time. That's why we do a macro so you can zoom out and have context. You don't have to freak out if you don't have the tip of the spear. If you've learned anything in the show about playing waves and trends, you literally have a million opportunities any fucking where you look in the market at any given moment, anywhere in price. It's all about context and defining risk, right? So that's as good as a macro section I could squeeze in there. I got the fixed things. Check some stuff that I know we put on the show before. You guys asked me for big stuff like this before. See, a lot of these guys I think are still structurally looking okay, given all that's happened, right? Technically, right? Everything does make sense. And like we said, right, good technicals will put you in the same place as good fundamentals. We didn't have to know Putin was going to invade to know Putin was going to invade. And did we know specifically Putin was going to invade? No, but we knew where a major risk event should occur. Once we're snookered up in the corner of this bull flag, right, with this key level, we can pretty much forecast a news event should fit technically here because the fundamentals and the technicals are not separate, right? All things are connected. And when you actually understand price correctly, good technicals generally will put you in the place of good fundamentals because there isn't some other information. Once you have the ability to put all information together, it'll all make the same sense, regardless of what side of the equation you're on approaching it. All right, that was wordy, and that was past time. It's 9:20. I apologize for the late run. Hopefully you guys got all that. It's 40 minutes, 50 minutes of hell. What I squeeze in? It's an hour anyway. See that shit? I literally can't do a non-hour show. Meta is done with Meta. I think they shut him down, and it's the benefit of all mankind to not have that fuckface have a university controls 3 billion humans and nobody wants fucking Zucksbuck. Fuck him. Literally fuck that guy on a whole bunch of levels. So fuck him. So you guys got all that stuff. Market's gonna open in 10 minutes. Like I said, for those that are not good in these super high volatile environments, there's nothing wrong with sitting on your hands. There's some amazing stuff at the levels that the VIX presented, both in crypto. There's some NFTs that dumped to some crazy prices. Barring some other escalation we don't see coming again right behind what's happened. The RVI, the Russian VIX, and our VIX, I think are telling us some things. 37 being key, the triple top on the VIX. There's a place in the market for us to settle out and find a bottom. It does look like it across crypto in a few places and the actual blowout of a few funds. It's still a dangerous environment though, no matter what. And you could let all whatever is here pass and prices go to wherever they might be. When you get to 21, for the majority of you, it'll be a safer environment and just not to care about what passes, from VIX here to 21. The actual risk on market you want to participate on is always south of that, right? We have not been a normal risk-seeking environment since COVID hit. It has been literally insane for 2 straight fucking years. It's definitely a crazy period. Even from the banking crisis, it wasn't as fucking insane this far after the banking crisis. We just keep having event upon event upon event. And the fact that news flow is so fucking fluid means you got to pay attention to that because one more stir of a night can make everything that looks pretty good in that chart turn into a fucking butt kiss. So those are the memos. It is 9:21. I consumed a lot of your time. Go get strapped in if you're riding a day. If not, be safe. If the market's going to continue squeezing, same rule applies, right? If you're looking to play part of a squeeze and that's what your aim is, or if we're going to throw back a fucking red dildo, draw a line in the sand where you open and make a plan for down or up and stick to it, right? If we're looking for a red dildo day and we're going to de-risk and recorrect backwards, then we're going to end up underneath the open and we're going to gas pedal viciously in that direction. If we're going to pump even more at the kind of viciousness you saw, it'll be aggressive. It's going to be aggressive in both directions. And if you make a plan for up that only starts after you're up, you can be in a position for a green dildo if that's what emerges. You will be. Again, though, things happen fast. Your gains are quick, and the ability for the market to take the gains back from you in a fucking second, just as quick. So, don't sit there like a jackass. You make big money real fast. You book it. In an environment like this, I know it feels like you have the bottom every time you buy something, and that feeling's exactly why you don't. When you feel like you fucking don't have the bottom, it might come back and get you. That's probably the bottom, right? When you're confident you've got the bottom, 9 times out of 10, you don't have it. So keep that in mind and be careful and have a good weekend. If the market stays decent today and rolls into the weekend like this, then you probably get some good action in crypto and NFTs as the market kind of settles out from the fear that just happened this week. That being said, sorry for taking so long. Sorry for being so late. Best of luck to you guys. Catch you on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Welcome